label.
Facts.
The
Facts.
fan never pays the label. The
Facts.
fan pays you. It's just that the money comes through me.
100%.
Absolutely.
But you know, let me tell you what you guys were saying about you know, when you said friends, followers, and fans. Mr. Easy launched what do you guys call those things? NFT. Those things that I can never understand for the life of me. So, and in his platform, what he did was he told his fans for his next album, this album that just came out this year, yeah. He said, "I'm not gonna release it on your Spotify's blah 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 for the first, I think it was for the first 3 months." So he said, if you're really a Mr. Easy fan, here's a link. Go and buy shares of this album with whatever amount you can afford. So that moving forward, once this album is now released onto all the platforms and everything, as a true fan who's a shareholder, you're going to continuously earn from this. And I thought that was so monumental because, one, it allowed the artist to know, do people actually listen to your music? Because by the time somebody has taken their salary to buy shares for your album,
On an NFT.
they must genuinely
Yeah.
love you and are about your music. You understand? Then number two, it has created, and this is what I keep saying with Mr. Easy, what it has done is it's made his fans almost, you remember like the people used to faint when Michael Jackson performs. It's our version of that, except they're not fainting. You understand? Because it means for life, me as Sandra, Mr. Easy's fan, every year, whether it's $5 or in 10 years it'll be $600, I am earning from my artist. That's amazing. You know what I mean? I was like, that is a very breakthrough moment. And I was like, and for Mr. Easy to even have the confidence to have done something like that, a lot of artists can't. Because you'll put that out there and then nobody buys shares. And then it's 50 Shades of Awkward.
Yeah, so and it's actually becoming a very common thing that's been happening. You have artists like La Russell, new artists like La Russell doing that, where you buy into shares. Artists like Tory Lanez have done that, you know, and everything. So I think probably he was the first to gamble in the African space.
Yes, 100%.
But it's something that he saw, okay, this is what some of these American artists are doing, and it's working. Cool. I think once you've gotten to the place where you've built true fan base, a super fan base, then yes, I think you're able to see, be like, okay, these are people. I'm willing to gamble on this because I'm established to that level where this is what I wouldn't advise that for beginning artists.
Please, by the way, I just wanted to face you with that. I was like, yo, no. The same way Beyonce can have a Netflix special.
Right.
It's not for everybody.
The stages.
Your audience want to struggle in a hustler.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So the stages to be able to do that, you know, and everything. So, but that shows that when this direct to consumer, economy,
100%,
right?
100%.
And there's a potential to be able to share everything that you're building with your fan base, you know, and those are great things, and anybody who's listening can borrow whatever it is. Like, what's to pay stage kwanza ya mbele, number one, let's make great music. Let's align ourselves with great management or labels and everything, and let's try to penetrate to actually, because here's the thing, at the end of the day, it's the hits that pay the bills.
100%.
Right?
100%.
At the end of the day.
100%.
Kuna wimbo imenishibisha bro. Kuna wimbo hadi
But
tunaangalia.
it's still out here.
Tunaonanga kwa
I mean, look
Spotify.
at Colossa.
Yeah.
I was listening to Camilla Cabello and I was like, bro, hasn't this oversaturated the market?
Okay.
Like,
But
I was like, okay.
But so let's first worry about the hits, right?
Yeah.
And all that stuff. It's good we're having this, conversations about everything that comes with it. But I think the most important thing is, because here's the thing: if you can make the hits, you can attract that team. That'd be like qualified people. Be like, hey, how do I help you on your journey and everything? And also, you can have a little bit more of leverage to hire people who are, or even compensate some of these people and everything because you are generating revenue. You're showing that you have enough things that are happening. You're being booked for shows and everything that are paying you. There's money coming in addition to the numbers that you're actually pulling, online and everything. So I think first it's about the art. First it's about the music, and then yes, it's about all these other things coming on. Because also some people can be a big turn off, because some people lead over lead with the legal. Like,
Yeah.
and you hear this all the time,
Yeah.
right? Let's say you're doing a song with a Timberland or Swiss Beats, right? Of course, no one wants to get screwed over, of course, and everything. But if you're completely unknown, or you may land a feature with, Drake or whatever it is, some artists are too, in order even for me to send you this, you need to sign this, you need to do this, or whatever it is. And depending, some artists and some producers are cool with that, but some of them are like, you're even coming, we don't even know if this song is even going to come out.
It's like you're coming too
you see,
much.
like
you're coming too
there's
hard.
some people who come with a bit too much of an aggressive energy on that part. Like they've overcorrected this thing of getting your stuff in order. Yeah, exactly. They've overcorrected, and sometimes they lead too much with that and are too aggressive with that it kind of gets in the way of the music.
True.
There's one artist from one country who I literally had to leave out of the album because of that.
Oh, you're like, listen.
Yeah, it's like
too much smoke,
because like I said, this thing it's a process. Whatever you send me at first, or whatever we're working on at first, may not be the thing that comes out last. So
you might not even like it. So
I may not even like it. So now you're like, even before I even get to listen to it, before I even get to listen to it, now he's bombarding me with so many different things. I'm like, bro, we don't even know even what this, because we can't even know, for instance, what the splits are gonna be, because what if the version you send me needs to be tweaked? Now you want to lock me to how you've sent me as is and own a certain things when we don't know how this is going to change. I might have to involve somebody else. We might have to add another artist on it and everything. Let's first finish it, polish it. Is everybody happy? Cool. Then
let's do the terms
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And, and so that's what I'm saying. Like, definitely the fundamentals and the paperwork and all these things are important, but don't be the artist who's overly about that, especially for something you're an amateur about. You're not even an expert at it, and you're trying to lead with that, because sometimes it can get in the way of sometimes some opportunities, that kind of thing. But it's necessary. That's why I agree that you do have the right management, the right label to represent you. You concentrate on the art.
Please.
Right? And
Just
everything.
let everybody else
and let
handle
people
those.
do their jobs, man.
100%.
Yeah.
Now, just to let me tell you, okay, so this is something that has been poking me the whole week.
Poke away.
Naturally, I went on my rant on Instagram because, as usual,
Yes.
because of like, no, you guys, this is actually just unacceptable. Spotify Africa, based in the 254, at Spotify Wrapped.
Okay.
The event. I think it's happened all over the world in all the different countries. They got their artists, producers, and our guys in the building. Just hang out end of year. It's been especially this is just after they do the release of all the artists in terms of the streams you've had. Okay. So the 254, because Spotify HQ is here, they did their Wrapped event. Now you guys, I don't know if you guys saw this, and it was trending on Twitter.
I saw it.
I haven't.
Because
I have thoughts.
Because the whole country was like, sorry, what? The event was for influencers. So the same influencers who were at the MAC event, MAC as in the lipstick, when Tio was here, same influencers. Now let me tell you guys, I have no problem if somebody's getting paid to be there, or you've been invited for free food. Kenyans are all about the free things. Great. Uliambiwa kuna free drinks, there's free bitings. Super duper, you took yourself there. But to date, and this really bothered me. A whole brand like Spotify, how do you have an entire event that features, I think there's only 2 artists and 2 members from the dance community who are influential because they're the ones who helped a lot of songs break via their TikTok platforms in terms of doing dance routines to them, as we all know globally. That's the thing. Chris Brown has been pushing that agenda from the beginning of time. The rest of the influencers at this event are guys of fashion and makeup.
Really?
At the Spotify Wrapped event for 2022.
Interesting.
For Africa.
Interesting.
I sat back and I asked myself, guys, even an invitation to like the management of Sauti Sol would have sufficed. You've not invited artists, but you've invited who you thought have followers. And this goes back to the thing you were saying. And it's a terrible disease we have right now in the Kenyan market, where brands look at number of followers, and that for them determines who gets the job. And this is why you get the same person advertising Indomie this month. Next month they're doing Trust condoms. The next month they're doing Pampers. And it's like, sorry.
Condoms and Pampers? My God.
But it happens. I've literally seen it.
You know?
Oh, no, when the condoms
and
failed.
Pampers.
It's like,
So it led to the baby.
So
it's a
I
continuing.
lost the condom
There's
contract.
It's a continuing.
There's nothing like that.
I'm
There's
competing
nothing.
against them now.
But you understand, and it's purely because of numbers. It is offensive.
No, I get it.
to
Yeah,
me.
for sure.
It's actually just offensive.
For sure.
And why I'm bringing this up even with you guys in this conversation is, did you guys get invitations?
I didn't even know about it till.
Man, I saw it on Instagram.
Via the influencers.
Yes.
And I had like the biggest record in the 254, if not one of the biggest records this year.
Do you understand
The
why
whole
I brought this conversation up?
That's interesting.
Make it make sense.
That is very no, but like you said, it's a numbers thing. It's unfortunately.
But those
it's
numbers
that,
have to
it does not. Go ahead. I'm gonna say my part.
Okay. Let me help you out here.
Wait,
Let me help you.
again.
No, let me help you out here. And to be honest, I'm not surprised. So I started the label before Spotify was even available in Kenya.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All right. So they come to Kenya, right? And you know, mind you, every day I consume info about the industry.
Of course, as
every
you should.
day. Nika gazeti yangu Business Daily.
As you should.
I am there. So I knew it was coming months before it was coming.
Yes.
Right? So I tell my peeps it's coming. But then their strategy, their main problem has always been, right? The number of people that actually use the app.
Yeah, users.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'll be cancelled 10 years from now when I'm asking Spotify for money. But anyway, thing is, right? Spotify doesn't even pay the most amongst all the streaming platforms.
They don't.
They are more of a content machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when they're making their decisions for, we want more people on the app, right? They're going to go and follow people. Because mind you, the app is free to answer Apple.
Baba, but the influencers who are even invited to this thing are all on iTunes.
Atukatai. It's just simple numbers.
Like I was like, make it make sense.
Check this out. These influencers bring around 100,000 eyeballs. 20% of those actually convert into whatever. They have hit their quotas. They are fine.
They have not.
Because where's the conversion?
They have not.
Trust me.
The person I follow who posts outfits, literally is a fashion designer. Literally, it's in his bio, fashion designer. There is nothing in my soul that when he posts that he's at the Spotify event, and he's not posting anything about Spotify, he's posting the decor on the table, the food that is being served, the champagne that's coming in the glass. Nothing about that has made me go and download Spotify. Not a single thing.
No.
Because even him, his content, he's fully aware that this is not his platform. Him has come for the shebang. So even in his post, he has done nothing about Spotify.
Nice. The way you said it, right? The way you said it. We are in the production side, you know, the music, whatever. We're using Apple Music, right? Yeah, that one I'm happy to say. I'm using it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Thing is, in marketing, just general marketing, not even just the entertainment industry. Top of mind awareness, right? There's a reason why this billboard at Archives has Spotify ads, right? And most of the people I get into the mat with are listening to music on YouTube
Or
Boomplay.
Yeah.
You understand? They just want you to see and have as many eyeballs as possible.
But that wasn't even effective with this event. You see, if you actually invited artists, they would literally post the Spotify logo in the event. They would tag and say Spotify and Wrapped or whatever. The influencers you brought posted nothing about Spotify. We only know that it was a Spotify event because they came and told us afterwards. When Paul was asking uko, mi niko Gemini, we uko na kamsangapi?
No.
Thing is,
Niko
we're
event
talking
ya Spotify
about
na kam.
it.
No, but we're not talking about it in the context of one in a positive context, right? No, but I see Sandra's point, which is very, very, very important because yes, their strategy may have been to get the eyeballs.
Exactly.
However, what she's saying is the people who have been delivering the eyeballs are actually spoilt in the market because they get so much from so many different brands. Number one, from so many different places. Number one, the consumer is like, there's nothing that like you tell me that I'm going to actually
because
convert
tomorrow you
on
will tell me the
because
opposite
so it's just like it's noise. It's just ads.
Yeah.
It's skip the ad and everything. Number one, and like you said, are more effective if the goal was
get eyeballs
and potentially convert to users. Then it makes sense for the people who are actually using the platform to push their business, right? Which are the artists.
What was the point of sending each artist to say, Boutros, you've got 2.1 million streams? So and he posted it on his page, but he wasn't invited to the event.
That makes no sense.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm like, help me understand.
Yeah,
like what,
makes
like
no sense. Yeah.
a whole Sauti Sol lipost wakasema wako na 8 million streams on Spotify,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. They put all their stats up.
Yeah.
You didn't invite them.
Yeah.
You didn't even invite their management.
For sure. That's
make it make sense.
I can't. I do not work for Spotify.
Yeah. But you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
As much as that was the strategy to get eyeballs, useless strategy because it didn't. That's not what it did.
Yeah.
We're talking about it because everybody online was like, "But Sasa, this Chile who posts lipstick, what were you doing at the Spotify event?"
It's a disconnect.
Adding
Do you
color.
understand? Like what? And
Yeah.
she was literally that was what she was posting on the videos.
But like you said, what's been happening, and I'm hoping this completely changes, right? Because let's face it, it's not just here.
Yeah.
Even when you look at the US, they first started with who has the most number of people, and you just bombard it. But there was a time when they were like, it's not converting, we're not getting, and so now they start targeting micro influencers, people who have less, but there are people who either two things. One, they live authentically, as I believe in this and everything.
And I'm gonna
For
run with
instance,
it.
I don't care how much a liquor brand offers me money. I don't drink. I've never drank.
It's
It's
not
not
gonna be a
authentic. And the people who know me, the fans know me, I don't do it.
Yeah.
So if they see me with, holding that, it's like, that's inauthentic.
It doesn't
now,
even make
somebody
sense.
else will be like, but a check is a check. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
For me, it's
I mean,
like,
you saw it with Rabbit and Remy Martin.
mm,
He was a
Hakai.
brand ambassador for like 2 years. For Remy Martin doesn't drink. And I remember sitting thinking, so guys, he's not even posting it. He doesn't go to the club and turn
Yeah.
up.
yeah.
What? Like, I don't understand what.
There
the
should
point
be
is here.
better homework and curation
Yes,
of the people
100%.
who are affiliated to a certain brand to
Yeah.
create some authenticity
Yeah.
and everything. 100%. I agree.
See Mama Olive, for example. Mama Olive. She does all the Pampers and Weetabix and CG Blue Band porridge with her kids. And even if you look at her content, if you got children, you want to go and buy those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she's
Living it.
authentic and she's living it on a day-to-day basis.
You
But
know
if
what? It's
tomorrow
like what
she
you said about
decides-
the music.
Yes.
You can be in the ghetto while you have Bentleys and Ferraris in the video. Like, this is how we do it.
Don't kill people.
No. I'm just saying, like we know, so that- no, that's authentic, and that's why it penetrates.
I'm about that life, man. I'm really about that life. What?
Okay. I would just love to comment on that. But now just taking a really bird's eye view from on a marketing standpoint, because we are invested, we're on the ground, we see what's working. But you have to understand that their marketing budgets have runways.
Okay.
Right? They have runways.
Okay.
Right? As you said, they started with just throwing the whole net, right? Understanding the market, right? Then from there they narrow in.
Yeah.
Right? They've been here for 2 years. Just 2 years.
But globally,
No.
No.
Africa
we
is
have to talk about this market specifically because that's where the issue is.
Yeah, they've been here for 2 years. So they have to start learning. Throwing the big net first.
But common sense, pumpkin. Common sense should prevail at all costs. You're a streaming platform for artists. The bare minimum, 70% of your guests should be artists or people in the music industry.
I support that.
You cannot throw a net. Like that means they themselves don't know their own brand. That's ridiculous. I beg. Come on now. That's what
the app is not just being used by artists.
Listen, Highwaysy. Common sense has to prevail at some point. Somewhere. Somebody in that boardroom should have sat and said, but you guys, we've not invited the top 5 Kenyan artists. How that conversation didn't happen doesn't make sense to me.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Yet, the reason why you were able to pay for decor, drinks, bitings, venue, sound, DJ, is those same artists. But you didn't invite them. Is something wrong with you?
Point. Yeah.
Come on now.
Point.
Come on. And if you don't invite the artists, cool, man, invite the managers and producers, DJs. If anything, even DJs should have, because they're the ones who are pushing the music.
For sure. Make it an industry situation.
I
like,
hope
the common sense for me. I'm like, come on.
But like you said, then that came from the Mac thing, which made sense. Mac with the people who were selling the lipstick.
It's the same agency, so we're just like we're pushing the same influencers. Problematic.
Okay, so Sandra, don't get me started on the issues of the industry and partnerships out here, because that's where the root cause of the problem is.
Of course.
It's all like I'm hooking up my friends with the situation and the people I will eat with. As opposed
you get
to
your kickback from your friend, from the 20K you're spending sending for you 3 you're sending it 3 Ds from everybody. Cool. Yeah. However, for Spotify, this is why I was very specific with my post. I was like, Spotify as yourselves, as much as an agency was responsible for this event. At the end of the day, you are the client.
Right.
You must sit back when they present to you, this is the plan, this is the guest list. You should be able to sit back and tell your agency, but who are these people?
100%.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
100%.
When Ogilvy is presenting to EABL about the influencers, they're going to be asked, first of all, are these people even turn up?
True.
Do you, number one.
They drink our beer.
Do you understand? Like, they're not going to be like, okay, cool. The guy who's posting about, I don't know, Mkokotenis, to be pushing Johnny Walker. How? Do you understand what I mean? They're going to ask those questions. This was Spotify's biggest mess up. And for their first event in this market,
this was their first
Spotify,
event?
yes, as Spotify Africa, I'm like, shame on you. Do better.
Fully Focused Agency officially hires Sandra, and we're gonna do a better job next year. Spotify, give us the job. Apple, give us the job. Okay,
yes,
everybody, give us the job. We'll show you how this is done.
So Kesha, but I know you guys, we have to close now.
This is a podcast.
But like my boss has messaged me, she's like, so today you decided you're on air the whole
No,
day.
but I love it. It's necessary.
And I'm glad that you bring it up
Necessary.
because
It's
we're creating the conversation to actually bring them to account.
Yeah, they have to.
Actually,
Because it's a joke. It's actually a joke, and it's
and it
unacceptable.
needs to change.
It's actually
It needs to
unacceptable.
change. I love it.
You know what I mean? But anyway, my darlings, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So everybody,
On the podcast.
please go and stream African Ambassador
Yes.
by Fully Focused.
Yes.
It's out now on all platforms.
Yes.
Because let me tell you, 9 countries are represented from the African continent in this album.
9 out of
Including the potential love of my life and ex-boyfriend, Lewis.
Oh my God.
We're not sharing. I know Nairobi is per person sharing. However, that rule doesn't apply to me. I beg. You know? So, Prince Jambok, thank you so much, Baba, for your insight. Please tell us your socials.
Prince Nyambok everywhere. And also please follow the record label, The Mad Royals.
The Mad, is it MAAA?
Mad Cheesy Royal.
Wait, okay. Cool. The Mad Royals, Prince Nyambok on all platforms.
Everywhere. The Mad Royals everywhere.
At Fully Focused on everything.
Everything.
Yes.
On everything.
Not just everywhere.
So I'm giving you this job. You're going to go and download and stream African Ambassador. Make
free.
all your talent, all your artists on the label to listen. Let them catch vibes, because it's actually something that, and I say this all the time, I'm just like, I feel like this is one of those albums that every artist needs to listen to understand the scope of which they can get to. You know what I mean? Like, let's not be boxed in, because, and actually, let me just put this as a parting shot. Focus said something really dope. Let me tell you, I'm like a stalker of Focus at this point on Instagram. I really am.
I
made this
tell.
statement.
I couldn't tell. It wasn't so obvious.
So anyway, he made this statement
Finally.
a couple of weeks back, and he said, we need to stop fighting this narrative that Afrobeats is just Nigeria, because now that the world has decided all music coming from this continent is Afrobeats, we need to start running with that and claiming it. You know what I mean? So whatever artist is of this continent producing music of this continent, just say you're doing Afrobeats, because that's what the world has acknowledged. You understand? They're not gonna come back and start telling you, I don't know, you when you can get to know. They've said anything from here is Afrobeats. So Focus was saying this is now the name as a continent we need to take on music.
The umbrella term.
You understand?
like
Which
that.
I thought was
like
very important, because it applies. It actually applies, because they don't, let me tell you, globally, as long as you're of this continent, whether you're doing actual Afrobeats, Amapiano,
How are you?
Siju Zouk, Siju Rumba, Yote, it's from that country.
I actually like that.
Yes.
To
Right?
get to Afrobeat.
You know,
It's
because
just Afrobeat, because now that's what it's become.
But Burna Boy's mother's gonna have a problem.
She'll be fine. She survived.
all of the no.
She has to deal with
She
Burna
will
Boy
survive
like
us.
university. She's surviving worse.
Yeah, because when you look at it, right, the example I was giving is when you look at hip hop, right? hip hop started in New York, but some of the biggest brand ambassadors of hip hop are not from New York. Right now, Drake from Canada. Then you had Eminem, Detroit. Then you had Tupac, California, even though he was born in New York, whatever, in California. And then you have your TIs and Jeezys and everything, ATL and so on and so forth, right? Right? And when you look at hip hop, as much as it started in the 70s, throughout the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and today, they've had different subgenres. You have gangster rap, you have boom bop, you have bass, you have trap, you have crunk. Like every one of them has had a different sound representing a different, a region. Whereas in African music, if you look at the 80s, we had soukous, 90s we had dombolo, and then kwaito. 2000s was coupe décalé. 2010s has been Afrobeats. I mean, these genres have been dominating. And now we're in Amapiano, could it be the one? The problem is, if every time we're leading with a subgenre, we're trying to re-educate the world of what this is. This is it, right? As opposed to having 40 years of growth, and each subgenre adding to the equation, We're so busy into the no. This is me. This is them. This is whatever it is, and all we're doing is 10 years of restarting every time. So it's like we're doing double the work. You're not gonna try and now convince the world to add I'm a piano category on Billboard and to add I'm a piano on iTunes. Then after that, let's say for instance it's Gengetono Bongo that blows up in the next however many years. Now we're trying to convince the world to add that category. They can't. It's like restarting. Let's have this umbrella. Everybody ride that wave.
Even the Grammys to say we're gonna have an Afrobeats category. Because for them, they're like, okay, all of you of that continent, you're under here.
Get in, and then after that, do what you want with it. But get in.
100% even when the nominations will come out, it will probably be the Amapiano guy under there and Afrobeats. We might all be online like, this, Costa State does Amapiano, but it's like, no, the world has told you.
It's Afrobeats.
That's it.
But that also raises an interesting question. I like the framing of we're calling it Afrobeats, right? What I'm scared of is now that framing coming out from them.
But that's what I'm saying. It's already happening. So take advantage of it already. But look at the positive side, right? The two of the biggest African songs, Aya Nakamura, Jaja. Oh Jaja. 900 million views. Okay.
So much clock a billion.
Then Jerusalem, right? 500 something million views. Those are not Afrobeat songs, but when those songs were played and researched by people around the world, when they were looking for like artists, they would see the Wizkids and the Burners and the Tiwas and everything. So indirectly, these people have helped push that genre as much as possible. Should they not benefit from being included in those awards and charts and everything because they're not from a certain region? It's not fair. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes is what I'm saying. The ambassador may come from a completely different place. Joanna, who's from Ivory Coast, Afrobeat. But that song penetrated so many places that when they start listening to it, like, yo, I like this music. Let me know more about it. Oh, what is Tiwa Savage? Oh, what is techno? What is whoever it is? So they are already helping that genre to say that, oh, no, we're not. They shouldn't be put in that category. You're cheating yourself out of opportunities you could be getting based 100%. On recommendation, the way the algorithms work. It's the recommendations or how people usually search and everything. So it's just better if we systemize it and say, this is the door. This is the door. You get in, you make noise, and then now you do your own thing.
Amapiano, but for us, he's an Afrobeat artist. But he does Amapiano.
Exactly. 100%.
That's what Ashake does. And everyone is just like, he's Afrobeat. And I'm like, no, guys.
Yeah.
Because you can put Kamonfela on an Ashake beat, and it's the same thing.
100%. Love the conversation. Thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you. Loved it.
Twende sasa tukachome weekend because apparently it's a long weekend in the 254. What are you doing, Focus? Where are the gigs? Where are guys coming to listen to African Ambassador?
I know. On Sunday I'm playing at Milan the day before the holiday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kama una budget your Milan.
Brand alignment.
I live for it now. What?
How's it?
You gotta be consistent.
Days.
You gotta be
I love
consistent.
it. I love it. Okay, guys. So yeah, then obviously coming up, we've got Soulfest next weekend on the 17th, and also Icon Radio turns a year old.
Congratulations!
Man.
Happy birthday!
And New Year's.
Top tier. New Year's.
Well,
but I've been talking about this. Whether you can actually, if you just go to YouTube and talk about this.
You'll find it.
I've been telling guys, I don't know about all these other shenanigans guys are doing on the 31st. Yeah. I don't know. I am not interested.
What are you doing?
The only bashment, in my opinion, that anybody should be at is at PXP in Diani.
Yes. Passport experience.
Hotel, 2 days.
2 days.
31st and 1st. We've got obviously Focus is in the building. Tukona John Rabah.
Yes, John
Tukona Poison Ivy. First of all, me, I'm so excited about because I did some little okay. I had to go and do some research. First of all,
who don't you stalk, darling?
No, that's research. I love it. I
had
love
to
it.
go and do research so I could understand. Am I really gonna catch vibes or nah?
Yes.
Okay. I'm in it to win it. We've got DJ Puffy. Puffy is also gonna be in the building. Yeah. Just be at PX. The moral of the story is be at the anniversary for the 31st. It's gonna be the top tier bashment, and you see why PXP is the vibe. It is DJs. So akuna mtu anakuja ku set up sound, kufanya sound check.
Hakuna zile mic check 1 2.
No. You just chapa top share sherehe and go to bed
in bikinis.
You have an amazing time. So. It's a beach party, so
bikinis.
No, I'm just checking
the
dress
they
code.
will be there. They will be there. There'll
the
be bikinis.
There will be bikinis. Don't leave anything to assumptions. I'm a businessman.
Okay.
There'll be bikinis.
Let me just choose life at this juncture.
Yes.
Before this conversation goes too south.
Thank you.
Hey, my God. And so you guys, those are the plans that are coming up. That's going to be like epic. I think December. It's day 9? It's day 9 of December.
Yeah.
And the shenanigans in the 254 are just extreme. You would think with the limitations from Sakaja that guys are just going to pull back. It's like Kenyans have now gone even harder. I'm like, my guys, what is it? I'm like, Nini na tusubwanga, by the way. We don't take nothing seriously. Nothing under the sun.
Drink Sambas.
We're really not about that.
No, you have to relieve the stress. One last question, Sandra. Yes, who is your sababu?
Sababu for?
No, because that song's sababu. No. It's not,
no,
there's somebody. There's somebody who's getting Sandra for that feeling. No, it's not.
No. Content.
There's somebody.
Feed the beast.
There's somebody.
Feed the beast, Sandra.
I can't.
Check your So he is not Nairobi.
We're narrowing it down.
All I'm saying is you can't date in this town.
Yes. No, that's true though.
So we're talking Thika, Machakos.
I beg.
Yes, this one for the big batty girl them. Kigali to Nairobi. Take this key. I'm focused, man.
Give me love, better sexy guy, you very best. I'm not love, better I wanna take you everywhere. I wanna give it to you, so can I give it to you, I wanna give it to you, banana. I wanna give it to you, so can I give it to you, I wanna give it to you, Kwataka mesenga donato, nakumano kachi komando, ebusitali ni konado, hata shilingi siyo mambo. Joko, baby, you wanna chill with the boy. Now you know me, I'm a Sandra. Call me daddy, I'm a big boy. When you want the party, guy, you make me wanna scream. You know, every time I come along, that the one I get. Show me everything that I never ever see. When I put it in, I make a sing, think I got it. Yeah. Give me love, the colleague. Sexy guy, you tell